Today we are going to be ranking SMG4 story arcs. Now I've been an SMG4 fan since about 2020, so I feel like I have a pretty good track record. So let's just go ahead and get started without further ado. So, the Waluigi arc. The first arc I think is pretty good. It has a good lesson, a good villain, but I think that 10 episodes is just kind of like not every episode is kind of related. Like, I really think that it could be condensed into 5 episodes. So that does bring it down for me, but the Waluigi arc, I'm gonna give it an A. I think it's good. The Rapper Bob arc, interesting arc. It's kind of short. It doesn't end on a movie or a Wattfee, so that's pretty cool. Good villain. It's short, but I kind of like it short. It's kind of high grounded. I like that. But it's definitely not as good as the Waluigi. It's definitely either on the same level or a little bit below the Waluigi arc. So let's just do B for now. I might change it. Anime arc, straight to S tier, no question about it. 12 episodes, 2 parts to it, excellent arc. First great SMG4 arc, no question. Next, the YouTube arc. The YouTube arc I think is kind of underrated. I think it's the most underrated SMG4 arc. People tend to hate on it, but I don't think it's that bad. I like SMG3 as a villain. I like the whole YouTube idea, and I don't know. I really like this one. I'm gonna give it an A. Anyway, the Genesis arc, straight to S tier, immediately. No question about it. It's good story, good villain, just excellent all around, no question about it. Anyway, Revelations arc. I'm gonna put an A just because I feel like the 5 episodes before weren't really that necessary for the movie. Like, the movie was god tier, like, no question about it. But me personally, I don't think the 5 episodes that the Revelations arc had before the movie was really needed, in my opinion. So, yeah. Anyway, the Lawsuit arc, terrible, absolutely terrible. It's not like the worst thing ever, but I'm gonna put it a D because the first redesigns initially were god awful. It basically reused the same plot lines as the YouTube arc, because like in both the arcs, Mario forgoes his usual stupidity and acts really smart towards the end when things seem lost for the crew. Like, just no, it's not good. I will say that Lawyer King Kong is an interesting villain, but they didn't really do much with him. So yeah, not a good arc. No. The It's Gotta Be Perfect arc, S tier. The biggest thing about this arc that I really like is the whole lesson behind it. It talks all about content creation, and it's something that everyone can resonate with. Excellent arc, super good. Western Spaghetti, A. The movie was awesome. One Shot Ren was an awesome villain, and as a person who doesn't really like Maggie all that much, which I know is gonna get me burned at the stake, like, I don't know, I even felt bad for her in this movie, because she got psychologically tortured, and I don't even know if she's fully 100% over it. Like, you see in the Puzzle Vision movie, she never really got over it, but she might be now, because it's like a year later. But, yeah, Western Spaghetti, absolute great. Wattfee, I'm gonna put an A. This was one of my favorite Wattfees of all time. It was so different from every other Wattfee up to that point. It still had some audience input, and it actually felt like a story and a narrative. And for that, it is goated. It's the Marty and Mario was an interesting note, and it actually felt like a war of the fat Italians. Because think about it, for every Wattfee, it's not really been between Italians. Like, Mr. Puzzles was an Italian in 2024. Lawyer Kong was an Italian in 2022. Niles definitely wasn't in 2021. 2020, yeah. 2019, yeah. 2018, But 2023 actually felt like a war of the fat Italians. I'm just saying. Anyway, it's an A. Anyway, so Puzzle Vision. I was so hyped going into the movie. They did those 4 episodes really, really well. But I went to the movie, and he's a good villain, Don't get me wrong, he's a good villain. But I wish they did more of his backstory. My biggest thing about characters, SMG4 characters that I really like, is backstory. And all they gave him was, oh, I had no friends when I was younger, and I just really liked TV, so I just cut off my face and put the TV in its place. And I'm like, that's it? You're not even gonna explain how you got those powers, how you met the SMG4 crew, how you acquired stuff like the showgrounds and all that. Just it was kind of disappointing. The TV parodies were kind of creative control was awesome. The ending fight was alright. I was kind of disappointed with this one, not gonna lie. It's not. I'm gonna put it at C. It's not as bad as all Lesser Dark, and it's. I don't know. I was kind of disappointed with it, not gonna lie. The meme factor mini arc is interesting because I actually really like this arc because it's from a different perspective. It's from Mr. Puzzle's perspective, which I think is actually really interesting. The addition of like the meme factory and Leggy is kind of random, but I still really like what they were going for, and this whole lesson of like Mr. Puzzle's having a friend for the first time, and like I kind of liked it. But I do definitely agree with what people like No said, where Mr. Puzzle should have taken over the factory initially and then did Meme Games 2024. That would have been awesome. But anyway, it's definitely not as good as any of these. So I'll put it at B. I think it's still solid. And then the Waffy arc, it had really good potential. It had Mr. Puzzle's lowest point is pretty good, and then even Mr. Puzzle's Clubhouse, like, oh my god, that ending scene where I thought Maggie died. Well, no, I didn't, because they would never kill her off. But that ending scene where she was being crushed back in Leggy, oh my god, I got chills. Dude. But overall, I think what sucks to me is that I kind of figured out that they wanted to do the whole carnival frame for the Waffy, but they didn't know how to set it up, so they just brought Mr. Puzzles back for a third time and just shoved that into his backstory, which didn't really make a lot of sense. So I don't know. I think this Waffy was the biggest nothing burger of all time. And like they repeated the same lesson. Like Mr. Puzzle learned the same lesson he already learned at SMG4s, and it's really sad. All right, it's really, really sad. So I'm gonna. It's a C or D. All right. I'm gonna put it C. I don't know. I was kind of disappointed, not gonna lie. Now there's two arcs on here that I'm gonna talk about that are not on the tier list, and that's the Psycho mini arc, and that's also in the Karen arc, which just finished because I'm recording this on Sunday the 13th. And literally the SMG4 movie, The Silence of the Cats, just came out yesterday. So the Psycho mini arc, it was alright. It was kind of low stakes. It was kind of nice to have a refresher. A kind of low stakes arc. But Kaizo, nah. So for that reason, I think it's going to be at a B. And then the Karen arc, oh my god. It's between an S or an A right now. I think as time goes on, I'll give it an S, but it's got to be an A as of right now because Mr. Weapons is such a great villain, and he's actually not all that villain's like. I feel bad for him because he generally does want to be a good dad. He's just misguided on how to be a good dad, in my opinion. And oh my god, that ending scene with him and Mr. Puzzles, I excuse me, I about lost my voice. I was like, I've been so happy with the writing this year so far. In fact, my favorite episode that no one talks about this year was Mario Gets Lost at Costco, where they actually expanded on Melody's backstory, because Melody's one of my favorite characters. But they actually expanded on her backstory, and I love the episode for that. I love it. So anyway, that's how I would rank all the SMG4 story arcs as of right now. Maybe I'll do one about the movies, maybe I'll do one about characters. I don't know, let me know your thoughts. But anyway, this is just me ranking all the SMG4 arcs. Flame me in the comments for anyone you disagree with, and I will see you all in the next video. See you later.